What I'm holding here is a HP Latex ink cartridge. This is the 775 milliliter cartridge, which would be used in the 310, 330, or 360. Now the 370 has a 3-liter ink cartridge, and it uses these 775s as sort of a supplemental reservoir cartridge. The 110 uses a 440 cartridge, which is a little different. This ink cartridge is very easy to install. Now, a couple things I want to mention about running out of ink. First of all, if you run out of ink, I already know that we have warned you at least 100 times you're about to run out of ink. The printers do a very good job of constantly reminding you that you're going to run out of ink. So there's no excuse to run out of ink. What I do a lot of the time when I have an ink cartridge that's very low on ink is if I have a large job, especially one that I want to run at night unattended, I'll take a fresh ink cartridge and I will put it onto the printer. I will then take the almost used ink cartridge and set it on top. Then I run the long job overnight. I make sure I have plenty of ink to get through the job. And then in the morning, I come in and then I initiate a changeover. Now you have to do that from the panel. You have to suspend the vacuum. Don't ever walk up to the printer and just pull the ink cartridges out. The printer likes to be told what you intend to do so it can adjust its own internal mechanisms accordingly. But this ink cartridge that's used, that has very little in, I'll put back in the morning and then I'll run it completely dry. I routinely run these until they're empty, but I don't want to do it when I'm not around. If I'm going to do a long job, I want a fresh one in. So I frequently use 2 full sets of ink, one that's very full and one that's running out. Now, if you do run out of ink during a print job, don't panic. You're going to hear a beeping noise. The beeping noise initiates the timer, so to speak. You have about a half an hour before you can put that cartridge in. So for me, I use my mobile app, so the mobile app is always telling me if I'm running out of ink. And if I'm in another part of the building and the printer runs out of ink, I go to the ink room, I get a fresh one, I walk over to the printer, and then I replace it with a new one, hit OK, it thanks me for using HP ink, and then it resumes printing the job. In almost all cases, you will not lose that job. That job will be fine. Some backlit applications where it's really, really subtle, you might see a little bit of shift. But using the new optimizer, the printer will go down into a suspended state, it'll reduce the temperature, and it'll wait for you. You put the new ink in, it starts right back up again, finishes the job, and then from there, I'm ready to go. But if I'm doing a long one and I'm not there, I want to be able to put a cartridge in. So if I left for the night and I forgot to change a fresh one, I'll probably lose that job if I ran a cartridge that was almost empty, because I would come in the morning and it had been hours later, and it's not going to retain that job in the queue that long. So that's the cartridge. This is how sort of I use it to swap out inks and make sure they're always full. It's just a handy way to utilize the printer's effectiveness at swapping inks and then resuming the jobs.